Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Jamie, and welcome back to Control Freak, a show where we talk about the controls and UI UX of games. Today we're going to be looking at Ori and the Will of the Wisps on the Nintendo Switch. Apparently it runs at 60 frames per second, which means that Control is going to be very, very responsive. This is the first time that I've played it. I've played the demo of the first one on the Switch, and that's it. Really liked it. So we're going to be using the Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch, and we'll, I'm sure, touch on topics of like graphics and presentation and all of that, but mostly we're going to be looking at control. So here we go. This is my first time. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty. All right, let's look at the options real quick. Controls. So it's going to just go over the controls. Grapple, bash, move, navigate the menu, jump, abilities, dash, glide. Alright, what do we have for settings? Language. Oh, they have a dead zones? Oh, they have dead zones in Ori? Oh, that's awesome. Let's turn that down to there. Wow. Controller vibration, damage values, toggles damage value display for damage dealt to Ori and enemies. I actually like that a lot. Achievement notifications, yep. HUD always visible, dynamic hidden, show HUD or dynamically display the game HUD. So they're doing a great job with these menus because they're actually explaining, unlike Ion Fury, they're actually explaining at the bottom what the options are for. Show map trail, displays Ori's trail on the map screen. Yes. On and off. Sound effects volume, music volume. Simple, but there are a couple nice surprises, namely left stick dead zone. And then brightness, contrast, and saturation. That's more display controls and normal leaderboards, achievements. All right, cool. Let's get started. Okay, so I've been playing for more than an hour, and I got a lot of things to say. So let's talk about controls. Everything is super responsive. Like, it's so snappy, and what you want to do is communicated to the game instantly. It feels great. One of the things that they're doing is they're buffering inputs, which means you can input a command before it's timed or available on the screen, and it'll remember that. And the millisecond that it becomes possible to do, the game will do it for you. So for instance, I got my attack button, right? Push my attack button, there's a whole attack animation. Then I have my secondary attack, this big whooping hammer thing. If I attack and then immediately push secondary attack, it buffers it. So in my mind, I know what I want to do. I want to do attack, attack, super attack. I just go boop, boop, boop. Look at that. That's awesome. It got completely out of my way. It didn't say, no, we got to have good timing. It knew what I wanted to do, and the game lets me do it. So the controls for moving are instantly responsive. The controls for jumping are wonderful. And then you have all of these modifications to the way that the game controls. So you have, right now what I have is this thing, this sticky, and it's an option. I have 3 slots, so eventually I can swap it out with something else. But I'm able to just grab onto walls just by running into them. So there's this instant peace of mind that I'm not going to fall. I don't need to freak out. My character is super light and just flows with everything. So my jumps, I have double jump as well. My jumps are they just cover a tremendous amount of distance, and they're like always available. I can only jump twice and I gotta hit the ground, but I'm always hitting something. And they're just, as you navigate through all of this world, the controls never get in the way. They never impede you. The other thing that they did is they zoomed way out. Look how tiny Ori is on the screen. This is wonderful. So back in the days of the Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country looked great, and the characters were big, and wow, 16-bit graphics. But the detriment of that was that they took up the most of the screen. So as you're going through and playing the game, it's really hard to see what's coming because it's a 4:3 screen with Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong in the middle. Here, what they've done is they've made the character tiny and your view of the world massive, so you can in real time react to what's happening. Even though you've never been to an area before, you can naturally flow through it, grip things, jump, slide down, grip, swing, without ever having been there before, which is impossible in Donkey Kong Country 2. You just kind of had to memorize it, and I remember hating that. The controls, there's no problem. Ori has a momentum. You can go and undo like a mistake, like I just saved myself from jumping on those thorns. It's just radically pleasant. There's no fall damage. I can fall however I want. It's fantastic. So combat is also the decisions they made here are very interesting. Let me whip this guy. So I have my normal attack. I can attack down. I can attack up. And as an option, I can see how much damage I'm doing and how much I'm receiving. So from standing, an up attack actually brings me up. I'm not jumping. A down attack is a forward stab, and then just a normal attack is this combo of attacks here. My secondary is this. She just seems to keep on hitting, which is great. So I can mash either of these. And then I can mix and match them. So simple, simple, heavy. Simple, simple, heavy, simple. So combat feels wonderful. The way that the enemies animate, you can tell they're telegraphing kind of how they're going to attack, and your natural instinct to get out of the way, jump, all of it pays off. It's amazing animation, amazing enemy design, and the first weapon they give you is this massive blade. Look at the range on that. It's like 4 times as big as your character. But what it does is it makes it so that you can easily attack enemies from a safe distance. You understand how to save yourself and save some health while you're fighting. These decisions that they made for controls are absolutely wonderful, and the fact that they grow with you, so you get to buy new ones. Who knows what's in store? Look at that. I just flew right over and just bam, just sniped right out of the air. Totally fine. So oh God, it's awesome. So the wonderful thing about this is when you take damage, you feel like it's because you screwed up. It's because you got in there too close, you didn't understand the enemy's pattern, you didn't take your time, you didn't think about it. And that's exactly what you want. You want the player to assume complete responsibility for all of their good and all of their bad. And this game just kills it in terms of that. Okay, so now let's talk interface. So by pressing minus, what you get is your inventory, spirit shards, map, and quest. This map, let's talk about this real quick. This map is wonderful. This is a great map. So I'm able to filter by everything. So everything has an icon, or I can say, just show me the quests, just show me the warp spots, just show me the collectibles, or again, everything. I can hold Y, and it brings up actual details of places that I've been and things that I've noted. Breakable floor. Look at that. All I did was walk by it. And the map's like, you're going to need to remember this later, which now I have an ability that can break the floor. I can go back to these. And this is one of the biggest problems with these Metroidvania type games, is you can't quite remember where that obstacle was that you can now beat. So you got to go through the whole world again. Everything looks the same. You have no memory of it. Here, it just tells you. Oh my God, I love that. So then I can zoom in and out. So let's zoom out. I can zoom out even more. So obviously there's going to be a much bigger world than what I'm in. I have Inkwater Marsh, which is, and they can give me a completion, 28%. Qualox Hollow, which is where I'm supposed to be going. I'm at 0. I'll push R to zoom in. Inkwater Marsh. I have my quest. So it's the glowing icon. And I get details of my quest right here. And then I have another quest that I can choose if I want to track this. I'll push A. Boom, now I'm tracking this one. So now on my map, I'm able to know exactly where I'm going and to kind of keep my mind focused on what quest I'm on, which is great when you got a bunch of quests. Here's the other thing that I don't know if I've ever seen this, and I love it. This dotted path is my history. That's where I've come from. And I can see that the faded out bit is the oldest, and the brightest bits are the newest. And I can tell that there's a little thing down here, a little area that let's hold Y for details, ancestral tree. Let's get out of here and see if I can go down there. Look at that. So I haven't gotten this yet. These trees give you new abilities. But I got close enough that the map uncovered it and let me know that it's there. I didn't try to hide it. And that's incredible. Side note, let's see what special ability I get. Spirit Arc. Oh, a bow and arrow. Oh, man. We're going to get to these abilities here in a second because this is also awesome. So this map, you can see my history. Love that. What I can't do is, and I'll probably be able to do this later knowing this game, is being able to mark a location on the map and then have something in the game that points me to the direction that I need to go, kind of like a compass. Also, there's no mini-map. I really don't like that I have to go to the map screen. I mean, there's tons of screen real estate here. And maybe later on in the game I'll get the ability to do that, maybe not. But having to pause the game and go look at a map kind of bugs me, especially in this game where you can move so freely throughout the environment that you really get kind of off track of what you were trying to do. So I bought a map so I can see the black and white areas of the spots that I haven't visited, and the colored ones are. I can see right here. I haven't been up here. Beautiful. This map is awesome. Just great. So now we go over to these spirit shards. There's a whole inventory of spirit shards, things that modify the way that I behave and the features and attributes I have. I have 3 slots at the top. I only have 2 of them right now. I have sticky, so I stick to walls, and resilient, so I take 10% less damage. So as I go through, it's going to fundamentally change the way that I play the game, interact with the environment, interact with the enemies, interact with myself, I'm sure. And this is very exciting. Then I have my inventory, just straight up inventory. This, like the Zelda screen, just a bunch of empty slots. You're like, what? I got a lot of work to do. Right now I don't have anything. Then at the bottom, and I love this. So I got these icons, right? And these icons show up throughout the game. They show up on the map, and you can't tell what they are if you don't know or if you don't remember. Here, I'm able to not only see the legend of what these icons are, I can highlight them and see their name and a description of what they do. Gorlek ore, used to build and improve structures. When I see that on the map, there's 40 of them available. I'm going to go try to collect it because now I know what it does. Shard slots, the number of shards Ori can equip. 3 out of 8. And look at this. It's telling me right now what the limit is, so I have an idea of what my potential can be. Right now I have those 3 abilities. I can have up to 8 if I go find these slots. Energy cells, increase Ori's maximum energy. I have 3 right now. I can have 20. Same with life. Spirit light, exchange with vendors to unlock new abilities. Perfect. The scope of what I can collect, how much of it I have, what they're called, what they look like, and what they do, all on one screen. Now they can show me any of these throughout the game, and I'll know exactly what they are. I love that. That's the menu. Like, it's really, really good. It's a wonderful little menu. The map is great. The spirit shards are great. Inventory. So now let's talk about this. If I hold the L button, I get this dynamic, again, it's like Zelda, this wheel, this circular menu of items and abilities that I can assign to Y, X, and A at the top 3 buttons on the controller. So if I want A to be an attack, because that's the way my thumb naturally works, I can do that. If I want Y to be that attack, I can do that. And dynamically I can change them, and it's just as easy as you'd think. You highlight it and you push the button that you want it to be. So right now Y, because it's in a kind of a natural area for me for that to be the attack button, I have my basic attack, and then I have X be my heavier attack, so it's like light heavy, Street Fighter style. And then I have A sitting over here on the right side, and I use it to heal myself. But now I just got this guy, fire an arrow of light, and I want to keep that relationship of Y and X, so I'm going to push A. I'm going to lose the ability to heal myself, but now I have an arrow ability. And let's see. And of course, I can aim it. Oh, and I can aim it 360. This is incredible. So, in some games, they will actually limit the ability for you to aim because they don't have the character rigged or modeled to be able to accommodate a 360 movement. Here, they say, screw it, he'll just change. He'll just move. That's totally fine. Oh. Oh, man. It's great. This is absolutely wonderful. So, I'm going to summarize, even though I kind of already said all of this. The controls are perfect. They're just perfect. I mean, you can see exactly what they were intending when they designed it. You can see how flexible they made the character, how flexible they made the environment, how everything just flows together. You just get to where you're trying to go to so easily and so effortlessly. They zoom the camera out so much that you can see what's going on around you. Combat feels wonderful. You get used to the timing. All the characters have tells to their animation, yet they feel dynamic. They don't feel static and repetitive. Then they introduce all of these mechanics to be able to change the way that you interact with the environment, interact with the character, the menu system, the map system, the inventory, the dynamic switching of abilities to any of the 3 keys that you want, the ability to move in the air your attacks up, down, forward, back, buffered inputs so you can just input the commands that you want, watch them come out as soon as possible. The grace that they give you in terms of you're about to get into danger, but if you're quick enough, you can kind of jump out or stick to a wall and save yourself. The game doesn't feel punishing. It doesn't feel like it's trying to trick you. It doesn't feel like it's trying to make you die. It's wonderfully made. It's following all of the conventions that have been set before with obstacle, new power, overcome obstacle, and then it's putting a beautiful coat of paint over it with things like automatically marking the map for areas that you're going to need to come back to later, and just kind of getting rid of all of the stupid parts of platformers over the last 30 years and just making everything make sense, and you just push through, and when you die, you're right back to where you were just a little bit before. Go ahead and try again, try again, try again. No loading screen. Music doesn't change. It doesn't beat you over the head with what a failure you are with you died. Music doesn't even stop. It's like, yep, this is a natural process. Go do it again. And it's a joy to move. And this is one of the biggest things that I want to say about this game. It's just pleasant to exist and use it. It's great. And on the Switch, it's running so smoothly. And it's so gorgeous. You just want to keep going. It's not frustrating. It's, oh, I love this. So, Moon Studios, yeah, you nailed it. Microsoft, whatever development involvement you had in this, you killed it. You guys did a great job. This is a wonderful game. And on the Switch, it controls just perfectly. So, thanks again for watching, and we're going to be covering more games. We're going to be covering some games that aren't so great in the near future, so not just games that deserve praise, but yeah, games like this really set the standard and set the bar real high, and it makes other games look, they didn't look great before, they look real bad after something like this comes out. So, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.